Welcome friends of the Mucho More lifestyle to yet another tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to brew the perfect filter coffee. It's one of the most enjoyable things in my opinion. It takes a bit longer, but all the finer things in life, they need exactly what? Time. So it results in a bit of more minimum body, and also the liquid is more transparent because with a filter you filter through very fine in comparison like to a French press. So some even compare it to a wine. Which also brings me to the first step. If you buy your beans, go to the roaster of your trust and ask them what kind of beans, what kind of flavors do you have, the origins. And truly you can go from acidic, fruity to hazelnut, cacao, chocolatey. It really depends on the origin and how the beans are roasted. It's the first step. Then once you choose your beans, I'm using actually beans from Viennese roaster, which is named Johann Reindl, which are very Jonas Reindl, sorry, which are very well-known roasters. And it's a Brazilian bean with a minimum or like a delicate body. All right, then you need your filter. You can use a V60. I'm using a very old school ceramic filter. Then you fold it, put it in, and then you use boiled water. And important is to use for the process of the brewing water with a temperature of 90 to 96 degrees. So you don't want to go too hot and you don't want to go too low, because we want to really fully extract all the flavors. So what I'm doing now, I'm wetting the filter. I flush out all the unwanted particles and impurities. Then I dump the water and we can start with our process. So you see I'm using a scale. They're actually not expensive, but you really can track your success of a very good cup of coffee to a just regular. So putting my cup with the filter, and then I'm using my grinded coffee. And what kind of grind? It should be a medium to low, like fine grind. I always compare it like with a bit like a regular table salt. And now, what kind of amount do we need? What you can use as a formula is 30-gram coffees for around 500 mils of water. Now, I only want to have 350 mils in my brew, so I'm using round about 21 grams. And then with a fine scale, you can measure it easier. So I need a little bit more. There we go, I have 21.1 grams. Now, I put it on 0, even it out a little bit, and I start with the blooming. So for the blooming, I'm wetting the coffee beans, but not much longer, and it takes me around 30 seconds, which I'm using a timer for as well. So to wetten your beans, use them round about the double amount of the grams you used. So in my case, 45 grams of water. And what happens? The carbon dioxide, it emits. And you see it on your coffee on the bubbles. You definitely see some bubbles coming up. So then 30 seconds are done, and now I pour the rest of the water, and I'm using a spiral move. Make sure you do not pour it over the filter on the outside, because then your coffee might not wetten and get the aromas out. It's too weak. And you can use it in one movement, but you can also do it in 2 steps. Really up to you. So I do it clockwise, and I pour until I have 350 mils. And you also see I'm using a gooseneck kettle. For me, that gives me the most control on how I pour and the direction of the water is coming out. Also, another benefit of this one, it has an integrated gauge, so I can really track the success of my coffee. So what else do? I give it a little stir, so the particles are not only on the bottom. And now I'm gonna wait for another minute. So what else can I say? This kind of method, yeah, definitely takes time, but it really makes a difference into your daily routine. I feel like we're always rushing through life, and with a good cup of coffee where you really put your heart and soul into it, it makes a difference for you and also for the persons you're gonna meet. If you bring in some calmness, perfect. So now I see it's almost run through. And what you can do once it's run through, you take away the filter and you wait for another minute or 2 to cool down the coffee, and that's it for your perfect brew. What else do you want? There you go. It's the perfect coffee brew. If you have any questions, please write me below in the comments, or give me a private message, and I'm happily answering everything. Also, if you like this kind of content, give me a like, follow us, and we'll produce more. And for now, let's enjoy coffee together. Mucho amor.